What's up, YouTube? We got another game here against Smoker. Smoker's going first. We have our turn 1 Okiku play for 2 Dawn. The Smoker matchup, you kind of want to drag out their resources, only because they have to discard in order to pop your characters. My opening hand looks like there's one Odin in hand. I see an Izo, an X-Drake that I just used to counter out. So he uses 2 cards in order to pop my Okiku, 2 event cards. The first one lets him draw one that reduced the cost by 2, I believe, and then the second card, Great Eruption, lets him pop a 2 cost or less. Here, I don't have anything to play, so I end up putting 2 on leader and just swinging. Probably not the best play, but I needed to swing and advance my position just a little bit. I take the damage and he summons out Kuzan. Okay, so now I'm at 6 Dawn. I'm still just waiting for my 7 Dawn turn. I really need to make sure that Kuzan doesn't live, so I'm going to 7 to it. That 2 up, I don't believe I have anything else to play, but if I do 9, he's not going to even consider discarding cards for it. So at least here I want him to consider. Just because if he has no more resources, that also works for me. He's going to 6 to leader, and now that he has 6 Dawn up, he could just Sakazuki the Izo. But no, he instead chooses to summon another Kuzan. And I believe here I have an option to get rid of the Kuzan. There might be a Yamato in hand, but instead I still choose to play the Odin on curve, which might have been a mistake, just because if he's able to reduce the cost with the Kuzan and then Sakazuki, then I basically lose any tempo that I would have hoped to get from playing Odin on curve. Right there I just tacked for 5 to leader and he activates his impact wave, which pops my 3 cost Izo. Doesn't really do too much. I did get rid of the event from his hand, so I think that's still good. And there it is, he uses the Kuzan swing to reduce the cost and then summons the Sakazuki in order to pop the Odin. At least I still have Okiku on board, but he does have 3 Dawn up. He's going to swing 5 to leader. I think I'm being a little too protective of life, just because Black does have a lot of big body cards, and late game the swings are going to be massive and I can't counter out of those. And just like that, he also plays the Kobe for 3 and pops my Okiku. So that's the one thing to watch out for on their 9 Dawn turn. They get the 6 cost Sakazuki and then combo that with a 3 cost Kobe to clear out both the Odin and the Okiku that you summon out. So here I just 3 Dawn to attack with leader and then use the rest of the 7 Dawn to summon out a second Odin. Smoker now is at 10 Dawn. If he does have the 10 cost Kuzan, it's a perfect time to play him. Even though there's nothing to kill, he would still advance his board state, and the Kuzan just enables so many plays for him later on. He's going to go 5 to leader, still has 10 Dawn up. Swings with the Sakazuki, so he's poking for more life. I'm not countering out of it just because I don't have anything, and there's the 10 cost Kuzan. So his board now is wide and pretty tall. He's at 4 life, so I don't have lethal yet. I do have to try to clear his board a little bit and try to survive long enough to potentially win. So I do 9k to Sakazuki. He doesn't counter out of it, he lets it go. I have 9 Dawn open. I kind of have to find a way to protect this Odin. I'm going to 5 to leader. He takes it. I do choose the Bonnie for 2 just to see if I can search for any blockers. I do find one, find the blocker, killer, and I use the law combo to bounce back the Bonnie, and summon out the 2-cost blocker, leaving 2 down up for a Punk Gibson. For the black player, he could just play around that by swinging Kobe first if he wants to. Here he chooses to Sakazuki the law blocker, but honestly he could have just Sakazuki the Odin just to remove that threat, but here he could just attack into it with leader and Kuzan anyways, so he chooses to get rid of the blocker. He's going to activate Smoker Leader to gain an extra 1,000, so he's at 7,000. He uses another Great Eruption to pop this blocker. Might have been excessive because he could have just attacked and I would have blocked with it if he wanted to save that for another threat later. He puts 1 Dawn on Kobe to attack my leader. I do have the 2 Dawn up, so he knows to attack with Kobe first, just in case I do have a Punk Gibson to arrest it. Then he's going to go 8,000 a leader, which I Punk Gibson out of, and then 10,000 a leader. So I take that life. I do have 3 swings on board, 2 with Odin, 1 with leader, but he is at 3 life, so I don't have game this turn. I do have a Yamato in hand, and I'm thinking I can potentially clear his whole board. With 10 Dawn, I can put 4 on Odin, 3 to cheat out Yamato and rest the Sakazuki, and then another 3 to restand the Odin and clear the Sakazuki. But the issue here is if he does have a way to counter out of the Kuzan, then I'm kind of stuck. All he needs is two attacks to win. And just like that, he counters out of the Kuzan. So I do still have to kill the Kuzan because I don't have enough blockers in hand. And with 3 down up, I should have just bluffed. I should have bluffed some event cards, but I do just still choose to play the Yamato. And here he's just gonna distribute his Dawn out, stack a bunch to leader, stack a bunch to Sakazuki, and basically go for game. Thanks for watching.